Hello everyone, welcome to SJ Talks. This is your host Adya, and today's guest is Mr. Mayank Jain, someone who has almost 14 years of experience working in the field of businesses, helping business expand, grow, and transform. From currently being the CFO at Kamla, he has helped several organizations in the foundation levels of finance. Actively participating in fundraising, ERP transformation, and financial strategies, his career is basically present at the crossroad of finance, strategy, and execution. Today, we shall be learning about his journey, the insights that he has to share, along with certain advices that can be given to the audience. So, let's welcome Mr. Mayank Jain. Thank you for being part of this podcast with us today, sir, and sparing your time and making it all the way here.
Thank you very much, SJ Talks, for having me here. I am very delighted to be part of this conversation and happy to share my experiences and insights over my career journey.
Okay. Let's start with childhood because I believe childhood plays a very important role in shaping us the way that we are, right? So, can I know how you were as a child?
So my childhood was very simple. I grew up in a very small town in Fazilka, Punjab. So which is very close to Pakistan border. So we had very simple childhood. We used to there was nothing fancy, just like the modern amenities modern tier 1 cities have. So it was very basic. I had a lot of childhood street friends with whom we used to play. I used to play cricket, then I used to play marbles and pittu and gulli danda, all these the very basic Indian games, right? And I used to play a lot of cricket during my childhood. There was no family pressure as such, that you have to do this and that and XYZ things, right? But it was very basic, and now looking forward, I think it was the best childhood I could have got in my
Yeah.
life.
Yeah, so I think you just made us all remember a part of our childhood. It was very nostalgic. And how did you get into finance? Was it something that you always had in mind?
I had a lot of influence of my uncle and the people around me who are already chartered accountants, and they have done very good in their careers. So I used to look up to them, right? And then obviously being coming from a Marwadi Jain family, the business is in the blood, the finance is in the blood, right? So there was no second thought that I'll be doing something different. Yes, CA is what only option that I think I had at that time as in my
Yeah.
life.
And how has your journey been from a CA to a CFO of a company, right? So, can we get few defining moments of your career?
So at the start of my career, I didn't have this much of ambition that I'll be a CFO one day. But yes, I want to do something good. That was there in my mind when I started my career. So I passed out in 2011. Then I started a job in the company because the first priority of mine was to get a job, because my dad's business was not doing that good, so I had to get a job. So business was not an option to me at that time. uh, so I started the career with the telecom company. Then I moved to a different company with a different role, with a different business altogether. Then I moved to startups. So moving to a startup was the best decision, I would say, I have taken. It was a very riskier choice at that time because the startups were doing good and not good. They were uh, growing like nothing, and they are
There's
shutting
always a
down.
level of
Yeah, and they were
uncertainty.
also shutting down, right? So you don't know how your next journey
Yeah.
will shape up your career, right? So that was the risk I took, and obviously that risk paid me very well for where I am today.
So we all come from a zone of uncertainty to choosing a new opportunity, right? So how has your journey been moving from the corporate side to exploring a startup field?
So I was working in a very good company. I was doing very good there. My boss always used to admire me for my work. And then suddenly a situation came where I had to take the decision to move out of that role. And then I gave the interview to a startup, and I saw their office. It was very good, and I just moved out from that comfort zone. I just took the decision that yes, I think startup company is a organization where I could learn uh, very fast. At that time, I think it was the only mindset that I have to learn very fast. So when I moved to a startup, right, I used to understand people, how the business founders are doing, what they are doing, and how my bosses are doing, right. Being a very young age, if they are becoming the CFOs, then why I can't be? I have so that is where the seed of that ambition, the CFO, or maybe at the top finance leader came into my mind, and from there on I started learning very fast, learning different things, learning people management, learning business aspects, learning strategic discussions that used to happen in the startup companies, right. The transformational journeys, from being a very using a very basic accounting system to ERPs, right. And all those things are correlated to business only. So my boss gave me a very good advice at that time that Mayank, you have to learn the business first, right. If you're learning the business very fast and very quickly, all the nitty gritties of the business, then obviously all these things will help you. So that was the advice, and then I moved to a different company where I was working as a finance controller. I was directly reporting to the founders, and when I was reporting to the founder, obviously previously I used to report to the finance heads, right, and then I was reporting to the founders. So all these learnings that were I gained from the first startup, and I applied all this in the
Okay,
second leg
second
of
job, yes.
this company. There I implemented the ERPs. There I implemented different process controls, etc. I used to work closely with the strategic, uh, with the founders on the strategic side of the business. The modeling of the business. You used to understand very in depth the business models, and I used to prepare them. Then afterwards, then when they're talking to the investors, what exactly they are talking, and all these learnings when you are sitting in the room and observing the people and learning very fast, because at the back of the mind it was very clear that I have to be a leader, right. And so when you have this goal, when you have this ambition, you start observing all those discussions in that way, right. And that is where it helped me a lot, and to reach there, to reach where
Okay.
I am today.
To reach where you are today, you also have to make certain sacrifices, right? So, can you probably tell me a few sacrifices that you made, if you wouldn't mind?
So time is the one sacrifice that obviously good times I would say that have to sacrifice, because when you're studying CA, it's a very difficult journey altogether, right? Studying a very difficult course, and the exams also happens during the May and November period. November is generally the time when the Diwali and the main festivals of our Hindu culture comes
Yeah.
in, right? So you have to sacrifice all those good moments with your family members. You have to just grill through the books because exams are on the head, and you cannot miss those exams, and you cannot miss the time. Right. And more than that, my sacrifices, after becoming the CA, uh, after getting into the corporate field, my family has done more sacrifices than me, because I'm when you realize that you're very ambitious and you want to achieve this, then there's no looking back, and the time that you're giving to the organizations is generally sacrificed by the family members, right. So my wife had to sacrifice sometimes. There were some planned holidays which we have to cancel because some important meeting or some important milestone has come, and then I have to get to that milestone, right. So I would really thank my wife and my kid, who was always there for me, sacrificing a lot of times, and who are always there for supporting me in my journey.
So, I think it's a pleasure to see the amount of active role that they have played to make you come where you are right now. So, thank you. You also actively do fundraising, right? So, what do you look into the process of fundraising?
So fundraising is a journey which runs over the period of one and a half year. when the company is raising the funds for the first time. You have to build the business model first. So business model will require a lot of in-depth understanding of where the, the past numbers were, right, and then where the future of the business going into, right? And then you have to articulate and all those business numbers to the presentable financial numbers, right? And you have to show the growth journey in the numbers, because that is where the investors first will look into. That is what it will attract to the investors, right? So business modeling is the one thing that first every professional has to do when they are starting the fundraising process. That is what I am also doing currently. And then obviously then second step will come the meeting with the investors and presenting them these numbers, the storyline of the business, the growth journey of the business, and they will obviously have some questions around the growth, the sustainability of the growth, how the future looks like, how the overall market is, and how much the company is looking into, right, to take up that market, etc., etc. Then third discussion obviously will start if the investor has really attracted and to the business. Then they will present the term sheets and the numbers that we are looking into as an investee company, and what they are willing to, at what valuation they are willing to invest, and what valuations we are looking. So we have to match up that expectations. Then once these expectations are met, then obviously the due diligences will come into the picture. We have to get through the due diligences. That so once all this is done, then obviously the company will get the investments. So this is how the whole process. It's a very grilling process, but it's a very exciting process as well, because that is where you can create value in the organization.
And along with fundraising, you're also the CFO at Gamla, right? So what does your role actually involve?
So in Gamla, my role is more of a strategic partner, transformation partner, risk management. So first is obviously the structuring of everything, every aspect of the business from the financial angle, right? And then working with the leadership team in enhancing the operational efficiencies, and then improving the profitability of the business. Then ERP implementation is the aspect, that is the transformation journey which I'm taking up. And then creating value to the stakeholders, right? And then that value can be created only when there's a growth in the company, and when the growth is coming up with the efficiencies, right? And yes, during the uncertain times, the risk management becomes very critical, and that is what I'm doing. So this is how my role at Gamla is. It's more of a strategic partner rather than a pure traditional financial corporate
Okay.
financial partner.
Okay, and talking about uncertainties, how do you think you build trust with an organization, let's say the CFOs or the stakeholders and the shareholders during the time of uncertainty?
So different, there are 3-4 areas where the CFO plays a very important role. So first is with the investors and the boards, and with the stakeholders. You have to give them a clear picture first, that this is how this is the situation where we are in, and then you also have to give them the path forward, right? And how to solve this problem, or what are the steps that we as an organization shall be taking to get out of this risk situation, right? So this obviously gives them a lot of trust to the investors and the board and the stakeholders. Then comes your employees and peers, right? So most of the employees are worried that if any risk situation is coming, right, how the company will do, right? What is their future look like, right? So there you have to give them a very transparent situation, and a very you have to present on behalf of the company that the things are going tough. That is okay, but we as the team, as a team, we should be getting out of this situation very soon. Our cash positions and our financial strength is good enough that you don't need to worry. You just focus on your work, right? So that is the confidence that as a CFO, as a leader, you need to give to all the stakeholders in the company, and then that is how the risk mitigation will happen.
Okay. And though you're currently at Gamla, you have worked with previous many organizations before, right? So how has working in all those organizations, changed your business strategy?
So different. I worked in different business all my career. I don't know how I land up in a different business, but I'm very fortunate from that aspect that whenever I think of changing any job or changing any role, I get a upgraded role with a new business altogether to learn, right? And when you are learning in a new business, obviously it becomes a very exciting part of your journey, right? So I have learned telecom, how the telecom infrastructure business work. I learned how the power infrastructure business will work, how the manufacturing will work, how the agtech companies work, how the landscaping company is working, right? The service companies, how the marketing agencies are working. So all this business learning has obviously evolved me as a person, and as well as the way I think of, right? Because uh, all these past experiences will obviously become very handy when you are going anywhere, right? Now if you have combination of all these businesses, then whatever next is coming, you are already aware of the situations, right? And then you can obviously guide better. You can take good decisions when you are doing any uh, when you're taking up any new business decisions, or when you're taking up any infrastructure project, or when you're taking any expansion project in the company, right? So all these businesses, the learning of all those business and integrities of those business has really shaped up a different professional in me.
So you also know, just as an impromptu question, you worked in all of these areas of work, right? Which one did you enjoy working in the most?
So I enjoyed a lot in Ecozen.
Okay.
The reason was that because I had something new to achieve at that point of time in my career, and I think I have done really good transforming the company, the transforming the process of the company. Then now. Obviously, I have enjoyed every part of my career over the time. It's not only about Ecozen, but I have enjoyed every part of my career, because every part I have got some challenges, and when you getting some challenges, then your mind works at a very different speed,
Different speed, yes.
right? Uh, so now also in Gamla I am enjoying a lot because here also different challenges are there, right? And when you get the challenges, you obviously work very hard to overcome those challenges. That is what it has been over the time with me.
And right now you're in this position, right? But for, let's say, young students who want to go to the position that you are in, what advice would you give them?
So for any young professional who is doing a CA and want to build a good career, the first as advice would be to be very clear mentally first, so that all your energies are channeled in one direction. And then once you have thought of that you want to go in a particular field, just go with all your heart and soul in that field, and gain the skills along with that. You see, if your ambition is to become a CFO, right? So then just drill down the what are the tasks a CFO performs, right? And then learn those skills attached with those tasks, right? And this will come over the time. It will not come in a day, but yes, you have to learn one skill at a time, and be very good. And obviously when you are learning the skill, test it test it with the people whom you are working, right? If you have been in that position and you have been doing this, right, then how the reaction of the people will come, right? And then you will obviously improve from there on. That is the advice I would give to young professionals.
Okay. And as another question, I think in our lives, failure is just as important as success, because, as they say, failure is a stepping stone towards success, right? So, what do you think is more important?
I think both are very important. Failure will give you an opportunity to bounce back, and success will give you an opportunity to be humble at the same time, right? If you're very successful but you're not humble, then you may not get the same respect that the humbled person will get, right? And if you're failing in anything, right, then it will give you an opportunity to bounce back. That is what I have observed over my career and my life altogether. And have faith in the God, have faith in the Bhagwan, whomsoever you are following, whomsoever you are praying to. Your prayers will automatically be answered, and that will shape up you.
Yes. And, just as you said, having faith is very important. And I think that plays a very important role in shaping who we are today. So, if you talk about success overall, there is something called short success, which you get immediately. And there's something called a long run of success, where, it's established and it's slow. So, what do you think is actually important to have a long run success?
I believe in India, the success is measured in very different terms. One is uh, we term we are measuring the success only in terms of money that we are earning, right? So we have to segregate between two things. One is the obviously the money is there, that will give you the comfort, right? And then success is different. Success is where you feel very confident, you feel very you feel very proud of yourself in whatever you are doing. May not be that comfortable that other person is getting, but yes, obviously you are in your own happy mindset, right? Happiest zone. You are releasing all the dopamines every time,
Yeah.
right? So for that person, success is different. For somebody else who is just running around the money and achieving the more comfort, what he's thinking is a different parameter for his own judgment of success. So we have to segregate, and we have to understand that comfort is there, you need the comfort, that is okay, but success is different. Success is a journey. You have to run, you have to walk all your life. It's not a milestone. You've achieved one thing, that is good, then you feel successful, but then you start comparing with others, and then again you feel that you're not successful
Yeah.
because he's more, right?
Yeah.
So then obviously then break your mind into two things. One is the comfort. Obviously for comfort you earn money, you do good in your career, and then for the success you always look for the long term. And long term is like when you're going out with your family, maybe to Himalayas, right?
Okay.
When you are going around the beaches in the Goa and you're just bathing in the Red Sea open, and you're feeling very happy, that is success actually for me.
Yeah. I agree with that, sir, completely. Because I think mental peace, which gives us just lots of happiness to just be there, I think that is the true meaning of success. And I think you reminded a lot of people about what success actually is. So, and just let me ask you a very fun hypothetical question. If you could start your career from scratch, like all over, you're not a CFO, you're not in finance, what would you choose?
I would be a farmer.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
would be a farmer, and
That's very interesting.
uh, the dairy farming is the one area where I would definitely want to go because I love cows.
Okay.
I had a cow back in my childhood. I used to love her a lot, and I used to have fields as well. So obviously that is the area that I would look to, and uh, that one reason is that. Second reason is that we are not getting good food, as in we get a lot of adulterated food today, right? So if I have to go back and start something again, that I would obviously look that the land is where you can grow anything,
Mm-hmm.
right? And if you can grow very good authentic, you know fruits, vegetables, cereals, anything, and that is going where the people are eating, uh, and you are obviously worry free that I am growing very good and I am giving them people uh, the best whatever I can, and people are getting satisfied out of that. Then nothing like that.
Yeah. And I think that's a very interesting choice. That something I did not expect at all, and I can actually picture you doing it. So that's actually very interesting. And now, we've talked about your past, your present. So if we talk about the future, as my final question, what do you have as your goal in your future? What are you trying to achieve next?
So there are two, three advertisements that I have seen on the TV. One is the I think the Denver ad where Shah Rukh Khan says that success is not a milestone; it's a journey,
Yeah.
right? So I will carry this journey with me. Whatever I'm doing over the next few years, building up the businesses, building up the helping out the companies, solving up their problems, and whatever the best I could do to solve their problems, right? And in any part of the finance field now. That is what I want to be doing. And second, I remember. So there's a very good advertisement. I the song of those advertisement that I listened, and I believe uh, that is what I shall be doing also. Maybe not doing the same work that people are doing, but yes, I'll quote them just. There's one Priyanka Chopra ad wherein the से कब मिलती है खुशियाँ शोहरत तो दिल की कमा,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So I would be doing the same thing in my future. That
Okay.
I may not be chasing the extreme
Materialistic possessions.
materialistic wealth, but yes, uh,
Something that makes the
something
heart
that makes
happy.
other happy. That is what I want to
Yeah.
be doing
Okay.
in future.
I think that's extremely important right now, staying mindful and just knowing.
So one more advice for the young professional is like start meditating. The reason for that is if you spend 10 minutes with yourself, now you know yourself better,
Mm-hmm.
right? So whenever you are in tough situations, and your capabilities are that to get out of the tough situations, so it will help everyone, the young professionals especially, because they get the clarity of the mind, and then they can move ahead with that clarity very fast.
Okay, I think this is a very impactful advice and something that a lot of people needed to listen to. So, thank you for bringing that out. And I think it was an extreme pleasure hosting you today. And I think I myself have gained a lot of insights into your journey. And I think I've also understood few things that I never realized before. So, thank you for taking your time and coming all the way here and being a guest in today's podcast. So, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much. I hope I could make I could give a lot of experiences and insight to every listener whosoever will be listening to us.
Thank you, guys. That's it for today's podcast. For more such podcasts, please do like, share, and subscribe to SJ Talks. We are saying this during this podcast because it truly makes a difference. So many of you people have been watching SJ Talks, which we are very, very grateful for, but so many of you haven't subscribed yet. And in this episode or in any of our previous episodes, if any piece of content connected to you, made you think differently, offered you a different perspective, or maybe, even just kept you entertained, please do support us. Because behind every piece of content that we create, every piece of information that we put out, or every story of people we share, there's a huge team of hardworking people with extreme passion, dedication, working towards giving you or providing you with this goal. So, we would really appreciate if you could like, share, and subscribe to our channel so we can put out more such content. And for all those people who have been part of this journey with us already, thank you so much. And for those people who are going to come in right now, welcome to SJ Talks family.